Hello, my friends. It's Georgie from Tittle Tattle Tarot, and today I have on the table the Deviant Moon Tarot deck. I love the imagery on this deck, and I get some really nice vibes from it, some nice feelings, some good readings. It's very new to me. This will only be my third reading with this particular deck, so still getting used to it, but very much liking what I'm feeling at the moment. And today's reading will require a disclaimer. So I'm going to say to you, this is about a medical issue, and I am not a doctor. I have no medical knowledge, no scientific knowledge. So this is just me as a tarot reader asking my cards some questions, which I hope that they will be able to answer for me and show me clear answers. My questions are regarding haemophilia and the royal family. And my first question is, how was haemophilia viewed during Queen Victoria's reign? It was Queen Victoria's bloodline, her blood, that brought about haemophilia in the male children. It was carried by the females, and I believe that it was only the males that actually got this terrible, terrible disease. And I just want to know, what were the thoughts around haemophilia during Victoria's reign? Could I just have a card just to start off this reading? That's flipped. Chariot and the Empress. Okay, I'm going to put those two there. The Empress. So you could say the Empress is Queen Victoria. And I think that she thought that this would stop the progression of the royal family. The Chariot is very much sort of full steam ahead. Let's go for it. We're going to achieve things. We're going to get our bloodline out there. We're going to conquer the world. That's the sort of energy with the Empress. That sort of full steam, going for it, conquer the world. But it's in reverse. Her as the Empress, there she is, Queen Victoria, felt that haemophilia was just going to stop everything. Stop as well that she didn't really believe that it came from her. I think she was, how on earth can I have spread this? I don't believe that. Stop telling me that. Stop telling me that, because how could I possibly, Queen Victoria, how could I be responsible for this dreadful disease? Stop it. I don't want to know. But equally, it's stopping, the development of the royal family, because so many little boys and male heirs were actually dying from it. So that was her energy around it. Very, very negative, of course, very negative. Not believing. I think that maybe at some stage she did have to acknowledge that it was her, but I think not wanting to acknowledge that that was her. Stop it. I don't want to hear. And this is stopping our boys from growing and going out and, being great kings, great leaders, what have you, princes. Okay, so I'm not going to take all of that. My next question is, what started to happen to address this haemophilia? What started to happen within the royal family to address the fact that this disease was killing male heirs? What started to happen? What started to happen to address this terrible medical problem? What started to happen? What started to happen? Here we go. I'm going to take that. Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles. This is sort of pre-Empress energy. It's in the Rider-Waite pack. It's the woman standing in the garden, beautiful woman, surrounded by luscious plants, by everything that grows and is fertile. She's surrounded by her pentacles. She's very much a self-made woman. Now, to me, that sort of says to me, a self-made woman. They opened up the royal family so that you didn't have to be a royal woman, a woman of royalty. The heirs, whether they were female or male, princes or princesses, they could marry somebody who was more self-made. So by that, I mean, it didn't have to be a royal marrying a royal. So it got rid of that interbredness, if you like, because these were now, I'm not saying they were commoner garden people, they were just self-made people, but they opened it up. You know, you didn't have to have that business match of royal on royal. You could have a situation where a member of the royal family was married from a very, very, very wealthy background, you know, somebody from a very wealthy background, but they didn't have to be of royal blood. So how did that affect the haemophilia? How did that affect haemophilia within the royal family? How did that affect haemophilia, opening up the royal family? Because I believe that although the Queen Mother was like very, very, very posh, she wasn't royal, and they always say she was a commoner. Well, she was hardly common. She was as far from common as you can get, but she certainly wasn't of royal blood. So, you know, you could say that this is like a Queen Mother figure. Just thought of that. Okay, so what have we got here? So how did that change things? Well, congratulations. That's very much the, you've achieved something here. You've achieved it. Well done. So I see the achievement as being bringing in new passion, new ideas, new blood. Look at all these people here praising this person. I think that this was the saving of the bloodline, the absolute saving of it, saying that, you know, no longer do you have to basically interbreed. You know, the world has opened up now, sort of with the First World War and you know, the way the world was changing. Well done. You know, you're bringing in these women who are not royal, the commoners, the Queen Mother, etc., etc. And well done for doing that, because that's now bringing in freshness into the royal family. So I want to know, has haemophilia totally gone? Did it just sort of get bred out, you know, new blood, bean blood, if you like, not that interbred blood of cousins marrying cousins because they were royal? You know, has that eradicated haemophilia? Will we not hear of it again within the royal family? And I've got the High Priestess in reverse. There are secrets, so I wonder, I'm not talking about now, but I wonder whether everything stopped back then, whether there were a few cases of haemophilia much later in the 1900s. You know, I'm sort of talking about the mid 1900s, maybe 1940s, 1950s, 1960s even. I'm just wondering whether it still bubbled underneath and there were these secrets regarding this disease. I think it was vastly brought down and it was to a greater extent eradicated, but I just wonder whether there were some throwbacks in the middle of the century where this did happen, not necessarily in the UK royal family, but you know, in other European royal families or outlying ones. Was it still just bubbling away, this disease? So my question now this is the hub of everything, really. And please do not think that I am suggesting in any way that Charles has haemophilia. I am not. But what I am asking, Charles has very swollen hands, and this isn't a recent thing. This has gone on for years and years and years. He's always had these big sort of red swollen hands. They've got worse over the years. And Andrew has the same. He has these big sausage fingers. They're not as red as Charles is, but then he's not as old. But my question is, and it is purely about Charles, has he got a blood disorder? And I am not saying has he got haemophilia. I'm not saying that at all, but I'm just wondering whether, you know, there is still that kind of weakness or that possible disease of blood of some type within the royal family that has just sort of manifested itself in Charles through his blood. So my question to my cards, my question from somebody who knows nothing about medical issues, I'm asking a pack of cards. Let's get real here. Is Charles, his swelling of his hands, is it to do with blood? Is it to do with blood? Any card that you can show me, please. Look, that wanted to. Now I'm going to have it up that way. Knight of Pentacles. Now this is really interesting because Knight of Pentacles is very slow moving energy, really slow moving energy. Now blood is energy. Blood is our life force. If you give the Knight of Pentacles a task, he will get it done, but he will get it done very slowly. I am turning this into a medical issue here, which it is. This whole reading is about it. I am saying to you, because this is up the wrong way, his hands are like, it's like edema, you know, when you press them, you get that indentation where, you know, the blood just isn't flowing as fast as it should. And to me, and I just get these sort of funny little shivery feelings. I think that Charles has some kind of circulatory issue, and it's been going on for a long time. His blood just doesn't pump back to the heart as quickly as it should, perhaps, my opinion, just looking at these cards. And that causes this swelling, which it's almost like if you were to press him, you get a sort of big pit, you know, here. And I don't know, I've never seen his feet, but I would imagine that it's his extremities, his hands and his feet. I think that, yes, he has some kind of blood issue now, not to do with haemophilia, but it is interesting that haemophilia was so rife in the royal family at the turn of the century, and it just makes me think that maybe there is just, you know, some kind of blood issue that he has, and that I think that maybe Andrew has as well. This isn't about Andrew, this is mainly about King Charles. So I'm going to take that from the cards that, yes, and it's all under control. There's nothing here that, you know, I'm sort of feeling that it's life-threatening or anything, but his blood is not, or the lymph, the blood is not draining from his hands the way that it should. I'll tell you what, I'm going to go to the heart of the matter. You just see, because I feel like there's something a little bit more that I need to know about this. Oh, where do we want to go? Let's go there. So we've got swords energy here. Three of Swords. It is in reverse, so I'm going to read it as it is. Let me turn it up the right way first of all. The Three of Swords. This is something that he's lived with for a long time, and it doesn't cause him heartbreak because it's the other way up. And if you can imagine, you know, if it's the other way up, the swords just fall out. But it's something that he's very much aware of, and, you know, the heart is a pump. The heart pumps out the blood to the extremities, and, you know, again, it sort of makes me think blood. There's some kind of circulatory thing, but he isn't worried about it because, you know, it's not causing him heartache. If it was causing him heartache and worry, it would be this way up. But no, he's got it all being handled. But yes, there is some kind of blood issue there, and I see that quite clearly. This is for fun. This is my opinion, asking the cards what they can show me. This is what they've shown me. And that's it really. Take it very light-heartedly. Please don't think I'm saying Charles has haemophilia, because I'm not saying that at all, but an issue with blood. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. I enjoyed that one. Thank you. Bye-bye.